What is going on, Wolfpack Nation? Welcome back to another Tuffy Talk live show. We are excited to be here. We are, obviously maybe not as hype as we might be if we were sitting here 4-0, but hey, we're still sitting here 3-1, only a third of the way through the season. A lot more football left to be played here. Got myself, Lane Smith, Michael Tracy, Greg Guleg here today, and we'll definitely be taking a deep dive into this game, but also, too, as well, some other things among NC State Athletics as well. But with that being said, Michael, man, how's September treating you so far? Are we getting close to the holidays here, man? Got the holiday juices flowing yet?
Holiday juices? Yeah. What are you even talking about?
Dude, what do you mean, man? Dude, it's never too early, dude. Close. Hey, that's pretty close, Greg.
Yeah. We're already a third of the way through the football season, which is kind of crazy.
Dude.
There's only 8 games left.
I mean, we're going to talk about here, but first day of
Halloween's like tomorrow.
Today.
Yeah, well, apparently it's Christmas because I was at Sam's Club like 2 hours ago. It was insane.
I've had my first pumpkin spice latte of the.
Oh gosh, butte him.
See, told you, Greg. I'm telling you. So you got my mom who's called the we call Mrs. Grinch in the comments.
We're BFFs then.
Yeah, no, she's miss no Christmas lights until December 1st, and then Christmas lights come down December 26th. That's her motto.
Support it.
Well, hey, Greg, are you even home long enough to put up any Christmas decorations?
No,
man?
We don't put up Christmas trees. People would think we're Jewish because we don't put up Christmas trees, but we're not. We're never home. In fact, December 21st, I'll be in Greensboro for men's basketball.
There you go.
It's gonna be good. Yeah, a great matchup versus Ole Miss. It's going to be a fun one. Also, too, a little bit of a side note here, but was anybody a little bit shocked by the news out of Auburn men's basketball? Bruce Pearl retiring.
The timing of it for sure.
Yeah. He went the UVA treatment there with Tony Bennett.
Yeah,
pulled the Tony Bennett special.
And didn't Jim Larinaga do the same thing too for Miami?
He did it after a couple games. Like they were terrible to start out, and he left after a couple games. Yeah.
Yep. Tickets are now available.
Ticketmaster.
Mama Smith. Yeah, Ticketmaster. So
I have 2 extras for the women's basketball game. Somehow I bought 4, and I was completely sober when I did it. So I've got 2 good seats. So yeah, they'll go up on sale at some point.
And so
that's a pre-class game. That's the dumbest time ever for a basketball game in the middle of a week. Anyway, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. We still have football to talk about.
Hey, a little side note here, but so anywho, so let's jump into football here. Obviously, a interesting game to say the least. I mean, disappointing for sure. I mean, I think you got to clarify as that is, we'll kind of get into it here. But first of all, let's start off with Greg. Obviously a lot of tweets have been out there, especially over the last 2 weeks with us playing at Wake Forest and at Duke, being like, man, if NC State won, a game for every single time they took over a local football stadium, they would be they'd be in much better shape than we are right now. And especially 2 weeks in a row taking over Wake Forest and now Duke as well. But I mean, what would you say the split was on Saturday, Greg, being there in person?
It was at least 50-50.
Wow.
And there was a lot of empty seats even with that. Like I saw some photos. When you're on that side, it's hard to tell really how much it looks like, but I saw a couple of like pictures from the third quarter. There was probably 4,000 or 5,000 empty seats there, and it only holds 35 and some change, I think.
30 something,
yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Again, it's another basketball school, historically, 1 and 2, kind of a 4:00 start, kind of a warm day. I'm giving you all excuses why folks won't show up to these things. And I mean, that's a good Duke team. I mean, we kind of top up. By the way, can we just talk for like 30 seconds how crazy the college football season is? You have Duke get demolished by Illinois, and then Illinois gets demolished by Indiana this weekend. Like, it's hard to tell. And then like Tulane demolished, well, not really demolished, but they won comfortably against Duke, and then they got beat handedly by who did they lose? Ole Miss, yeah. And then Cal got crushed, by San Diego State. Just weird. Like, so I say all
didn't
that.
Score a point.
Didn't score 34-0. They were 14-point favorites.
Yeah.
So the point I was going was you just don't know. You don't know how these things are going to play out.
Yep.
But all that being said, we had our opportunities. We had a good showing. Wolfpack Nation showed up pretty well, all things considered, and
absolutely
can't blame it on the fans this time.
No, I mean, hey, let's always get the happy juices going by starting off with probably the thing that I was most excited about, because Greg, I think I was talking with you about this, but I had asked you, or I think we had talked about on the last live stream about if there were any major wide receivers that hadn't got a touchdown yet after Wake Forest game, with Keenan Jackson getting a touchdown during Wake Forest.
Where you're going with this,
and literally we said, well, the only one who hasn't done it is Terrell Anderson. Boom. And I think I had said lock in anytime Terrell Anderson touchdown, because you knew
3 and 2.
You got 2. You got 2. Yeah, he had 6 catches for 166 yards and 2 touchdowns. So here's my thing, y'all, once again, and this is why, again, I mean, that's the thing. I really come out of this like here's definitely a big positive coming out of this game, which is, again, offensively, you're overall really loving what you're seeing. Besides the things of CJ Bailey with the turnovers, which we'll get there for sure. I know, Choden, you talked about the 4 turnovers. We'll get there for sure. But again, we've seen CJ what he can do, and what he can do most of the time basis, and he had, and I mean, he still had over 360 yards, 369 yards, 364 yards of passing, like 29, 39, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but
he actually was 32 of 39 if you count the 3 interceptions to Duke.
We're not that's not funny, Greg.
You have to laugh a little bit off, right? You have to laugh at some of this,
right? But I mean, so kind of get to it here. I mean, first of all, like, let's talk about Terrell Anderson here. I mean, the guy that came in and, I mean, easily could have said, listen, this is a very deep wide receiver room. Maybe I, say, you know what, forget this. I'll go somewhere where, I have a more prominent role from day one. But man, I mean, you definitely look at not only this season, but, future seasons to come for sure, and say, he's a guy once again who's solidified. I mean, if we can do anything about it, we need to keep him around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's I was just kind of saying different guy each week, and this was, you'd seen some stuff from Anderson in the past, just wasn't quite this breakout, but he's been really reliable, especially on third downs throughout the season. It felt like every time there was a third down key catch that he was in the middle of it the last couple of weeks. But Yeah, it's just great to see. Just real quick, did Wesley play at all? I know he didn't have a catch, but did he play at all?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he did either.
Yeah.
I just didn't remember seeing him out there. But I know we're not talking about Wesley, but
no,
yeah,
I think that did play a part though, right? I think there's one less
100%.
receiver, so
right.
TA step up.
Yeah. So I mean, Michael,
Brandon Cleveland stepped up for a catch too.
Well, dude, I'm telling you, like
in the box score, yeah.
In the box score, yeah.
Like so a little bit of background for me and where I was. So I was at a wedding in South Carolina, and so I was keeping up with it on my phone. I was that guy that had the phone, the ESPN app sitting there on my lap while the wedding was going on. And I'm telling you, when before CJ threw his first interception, the ESPN app kept saying Will Wilson threw to blank, Will Wilson threw to blank, like play after play. And I literally freaked out. I actually went to my dad and be like, oh my God, CJ got hurt. But I'm also like, dude, Will Wilson's on fire right now. He's threw like 3 or 4 passes in a row. And so like my dad and I are freaking out. And then next drive, it was CJ Bailey throws to him. I'm like, what the heck? So that, but also too, Brandon Cleveland kept popping up. So I the ESPN app was having a day.
Still
but
messed
I mean,
not good.
It's still messed up.
And so anyway, so
and that
because I was having a conniption over there. Be like, oh my God, CJ got hurt. Like, holy crap. So anyway,
I mean, and to clarify that, why I was saying Brandon Cleveland was because it was Cody Hardy. He's number 44 on offense. 44. So he actually had his first catch. So
no, literally, like that came up. Like, CJ threw to Brandon Cleveland. I was like, what the heck is going on in this game? So anyway, whoever was running,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was rough.
No, it wasn't until Sunday. I was like, oh, that's Hardy 44 as well. They just and they haven't updated it. It still shows Brandon Cleveland.
Brandon Cleveland a catch for 9 yards.
Yeah, and a run for 4.
Yeah.
That's
because I was sitting there being like, why? I was like, okay, Brandon Cleveland. All right, cool. Good deal. So
I guess contribute that way? Question mark?
Yeah, I guess so. So Preacher Man, we'll get to Sloan here in a second here, but Michael, I want to ask you. So I mean, like I'd kind of talked about. So the offense. I mean, would you agree with my sentiment that you feel better about the offense now than you did before the Duke game?
I don't know. I think I feel the same. I mean, it was definitely CJ's best statistical game yardage wise, but obviously he got rattled there with a couple of those weird well, really only the one weird interception, because like even after the first interception he looked fine, I think, right? I mean, he just kind of brushed that one off, and we went up 20-7 still, but that second one, you could tell he looked different after that second one. But I don't know. I don't think I feel much different either way, really. I felt pretty good on the offense, knowing they can put up points. I still feel that way.
Well, and Greg, I want to let you rebuttal to that. But the one thing which I want to add, which kind of adds to my sentiment about me feeling better, is once again in week 4, Hollywood Smothers has 123 yards rushing on top of 41 yards receiving. So 164 yards receiving for a guy who, I mean, I'm assuming all week Duke has said, we got to stop number 3. We got to stop number 3. And yet Hollywood is still able to produce on top of CJ throwing 360 yards passing. It's crazy.
Yeah, 3 weeks in a row over 30 points. So you'll take that. First week you kind of you got 24, but we when we talked about it, then you had a case for over 30 in that game. And even with all the mistakes we still had in this game, again, 33 points. We've left. You can easily say we've left 30 to 40 points on the field at this point through 4 games. So that's good and bad, obviously. But yeah, even with teams, having to pick their poison, whether it's force the pass and we have all of those weapons, or you force the run. And Hollywood has shown you. Now, speaking of Hollywood, I think the one play that he made will go unnoticed because of how it went. But when CJ threw that interception, him running down that Duke guy from behind to save the touchdown momentarily, just a huge effort play, right? And those are just things that you like to really see. And I don't think that will necessarily show up in a box score or in a chat per se, but that was huge. And he again just does his thing by, he looks like he's bottled up at the line of scrimmage and somehow gets a bounce off of somebody or a spin. He does the double AB taparoo Madden special turn.
Yeah.
He's a magician out there, and every time you think he's bottled up, he just falls forward for 2 or 3 yards, or he busts out for 6 or 7, or breaks one off for 51 and a touchdown. It's incredible.
Yeah. And I thought River did a good job early in the first half because Duke was doing a pretty decent job stopping him from getting going. And they looked like, they could have just been Bailey checking it down, but it looked like there were a couple called kind of passes out to Hollywood in the flat to just get him the ball in open space.
Yeah.
And he ended up with 41 yards receiving, which I think might be a season high for him. So I thought I noticed that in the first half, being like, okay, if he's not going to be able to break one of these runs, he ended up breaking 2 of them in the second half. But in the first half, Roper was like, okay, let's just throw him the ball instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely stuck with it. We were, for the most part within, striking distance, so you didn't have to get away from the run. And the run, to your point, Michael, was so explosive, you could break one at any time. And so just keep it going. And I talked about it last week, and I'm going to just hammer this point home. Can we just stop running CJ like RPO? That's just a wasted play. I would rather throw it into the flat to Hollywood or Duke, or just give it to Hollywood and let him run it, because I think CJ's had maybe one legitimate good run from scrimmage, that was not a breakdown and a scramble.
Yep. No, I think it's honestly almost like a free space and bingo with every single analyst that talks about NC State. It's like every single one of them says, stop the RPO. Like it's just not working. Like whether you talk to IPS, Wolfpack, or Pack Pride, whoever you talk to, it's all Julio Novis, it's all RPO ain't working. Like stop it.
No, he's a pro passer.
And you don't need to you don't need to be you don't need to do that. You're good enough throwing the ball. You're good enough running the ball.
Yeah, I think you need some of it. I think they could cut it down, but I think you do need some of that in today's game, just to keep the defenses honest. Defenses are so good that you need to be able to have option plays that makes them wrong without having to just straight up block 7 everybody.
Rushes for 9 yards, have at it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not. This isn't at you, Michael. I know.
Yeah.
It just
sacks are counted in those though.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
they only had maybe 2 sacks.
Well, and maybe even 2 instead of more RPO. How about more play action too? I think honestly we could add some more play action game to, and I think 90% of the time we run a play action, they're gonna bite. You have to. It's Hollywood Smothers. Guy has over 120 yards rushing the last 3 games. You're gonna buy on it even a little bit. So, that's kind of my 2 cents on it. But yeah,
how we feeling about bubble screens?
Well, okay.
They look good.
Here's my thing. My thing. Yes, obviously that the first touchdown, Terrell Anderson had to break easily 2.5 tackles to get there. So I think that's kind of one of those plays that we're sitting here like, oh my gosh, what a play, what a call. It could have easily been what the heck were we calling there once again? So
but
here's my thing.
That's
I think Michael, I think that's their DNA now. I think they're like listen, at the end of the day, it's going to be called.
Well, the problem is when you score a touchdown off of it, they're going to call it more.
They're going to call it more. Exactly. But even when it even at the lowest of the low with the screen game, Michael, they still called it against Duke, and now it works. So it's not going away.
Yeah, I think it's more of a numbers in the box kind of thing, right? If they're going to put 7 people in the box, that means you've got numbers outside. So
you got one-on-one blocking, and you can potentially break it.
You're never going to account for every single person on defense. You're going to have to break a tackle, at least one.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Well, and just like Preacher Man mentions as well, they did a play action pass to Jolie against Wake, and again they found success. So why not do it again? But I also too as well. Hey, for all those 2 touchdown betters for Hollywood Smothers. You were a half yard away from getting that bet hit with like also Preacher Man mentions as well with his knee going down at the half yard line there, but so even preventing an even bigger day from Hollywood Smothers. So I know I think James Henderson has talked about how he's in a college a football fantasy league or whatever. And man, Hollywood Smothers has got to be a first round draft pick. I mean, just this day alone, 123 yards, 5 catches, 41 yards, a touchdown. Like, man, that's a heck of a day. So just anything else to say about Hollywood, just besides just keep it going.
I would love for him to stay one more year.
Number 5 in the country right now in rushing yards.
Yeah, it's incredible. But again, staying in ball games, right, where you're not falling behind, so you can continue to get him his touches. That's a huge thing. And this game boils down to about a handful of plays where if we just play clean football, we win this game. Pure, plain, and simple. It's just a couple of plays that just like, should we just get that back?
What do you think? And let us know in the comments what you think. But Michael, what do you think the first play was that kind of like started to maybe concern you? Like kind of looking back at it, hindsight 2020 a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean it's the offsides on the punt. You got them stopped and they score. Right, you were up 7-0 at that point already, getting the ball back.
Right, and, first drive of the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, the game-changing play was the offsides. That wasn't an offsides. I mean, that was no like.
Can we talk about that for a second? I'm not so sure it was.
It was close. I mean,
it's close.
It's close, but like
close.
They call that most of the time. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. It's fair. I can't. I'm not even kidding when I tell you I rewound it like 20, 25 times in a row just because with the naked eye at the game, it's like that's offsides.
Yeah.
But when you slow it down, it's bang bang. And
I mean, he's close.
He's close, and he started to lean in, and then he stopped, and so I think that's what maybe saved him. If he kept his momentum going, that was definitely going to be an offsides. But here's the thing: when you're talking, CJ has to make sure that flag is thrown before he just throws it up. Like you have to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings and not just assume that it was going to be an offsides. But again, to your point, all the mechanics, Michael, looked like it was going to be offsides.
Yep. Right. Well, here's my thing too. It'd be one thing, honestly, if CJ thought it was offsides and threw a pass to the end zone.
Yeah,
or the fact that he's still, or like a jump ball. Like if it was jump ball, then I can easily say, oh, he thought it was offsides. But here's my thing, which is why I'm kind of confused, is because Doran said they didn't have a play call, which makes it almost seem like that he was potentially trying to draw him off sides.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's the case, like, I mean, Jolie definitely ran a route and CJ definitely threw the ball as if a play was called.
But it wasn't even close. Like it was right to him in the middle of the field. Like
exactly.
there wasn't even a receiver, at least looking at it, like 5 yards away.
Yeah, I mean, Jolie was running down the middle of the field, but again, that linebacker was sitting right there. Like it would have probably like just hit Jolie in the feet, probably if that guy wasn't there. But you can't. Yeah, I don't know. It's that was I mean, that was a 14-point swing.
At least 10.
Backbreaker.
At least 10. Yeah, because you're already in pretty safe field goal range at that point. Mm-hmm. And they go down and score a touchdown on the other.
And that flips the game, right? So you're up, 20-13 at that point?
Mm-hmm.
And then now you're down 21-20 at the half.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at 20. I mean, if they call the penalty, then it's a first down. You got to force. So I feel good about us scoring again at that point, a touchdown. But so you're either looking at 27-14 going into half or 23-14 going into half.
Right. Worst case, 23-14.
That's just
plus you get the ball back first.
Game. No, Duke still got it first.
Oh, that's right. We did get it first. That's right.
Yeah,
we scored.
So I mean, like, it's just like what are you gonna do on that? It's you gotta.
Yeah. All right, so that's play number 1 or number 2.
Yeah. How long's our list?
The blocked field goal.
Blocked field goal. So at that point we were down 9.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that field goal makes it 6.
Before we go there, how did you feel about
possession.
chasing points that early when we went for 2? I personally, I thought it was too early.
I mean, I'm fine with it. You're still right. You're down 1 versus down 2. Like, you're still within a field goal range of winning the game.
Yeah, because at one point you were still down 12, or 2 touchdowns would have still won you the game.
Right
when you got in the fourth quarter, but the block field goal that was big.
Right. It ultimately didn't. Chasing the points that early ultimately didn't matter. It could have mattered, but it didn't matter because you lost by 12.
Here's the other thing I will say, because we had 2 offsides on punts. When they muffed that one punt, I feel like we had already learned our lesson at that point, and we weren't going to rush, because if we had rushed, we probably would have done one of 2 things: either blocked it, or he would have gotten off a really bad punt.
Right. It was like that was the play to kind of even it up.
Yeah.
Versus our interception on the offsides. It's like in Wake, we got the Wake game, right? They returned the kickoff for a touchdown, and then we get the Isaiah Shirley pick 6. So that kind of cancels each other out. Dude,
right.
It never felt like we got that play back, and we had the opportunity there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and and listening to, I was listening to IPS on the way down, and Ethan Berry said it really well. Like, this felt like a game of regression and progression, right? So leading up to this, Duke had been minus in the turnover battle. They ended up being +4 in this game. And then we kind of had been living on the edge with those one score games and
+2.
Yeah, plus that. And it just felt like if there was a game that it was going to kind of just reverse trends, this was going to be the one. And sure enough. But with all that being said, you were one stop away with about 5 minutes left. If you get a stop, you've got a chance to go down and win the game. And then what was it? I think it was a third down, another third down where he busted, or was that second down? Yeah, it was third one. I thought it was. Yeah. So again, that's another thing that continues to hamper this defense, and we'll get on more on the defensive side in a minute. But just talking about through the, there were opportunities, the extra point and then going for 2. Mm-hmm. You gave up the opportunity to score about 20 to 22, 24 points, and you end up losing by 12. So if you get a couple of those to work, Michael, you have a chance to win the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can always. I don't feel like I've seen a game where it's been that many missed opportunities. Like, you can always point to a play or a couple plays here and there, but this was just like play after play, and like, our offense was still good enough to kind of keep scoring to keep us in it.
Right, because our defense
Duke had their
own
mistakes. Yeah, and Duke had their own mistakes too, and that I think if we had gotten that when they muffed their punt on the snap, if we gotten the safety at that point, it would have made it. What would that have made it? It would have made it 30.
I think we were I think we'd have been down by like a field goal or a touchdown. It was definitely one score.
38,
I don't know.
I think it would have made it. What they have 45. Yeah, now I'm all confused. I think I would have made it 38. It was 38-28 at that point. That would have made it 38-30 with the ball. So you would have been within a touchdown.
Yeah. Again, this was a game. So, taking all that into consideration, this is a game where we led in most statistical categories. Mm-hmm. And that, again, if you make one less mistake or you get one bounce or something, again, as bad as it shows, because, you get that stop, you're down 33-38 with a chance to go get a touchdown to win the game. And you've had momentum. So
you just went 95 yards the drive before to score that.
Yeah.
So, it was obviously possible.
Yeah, well, they weren't stopping us. I think we punted twice in the game.
No, we didn't punt at all. We had the fake punt, but we didn't punt it. We didn't actually punt it.
Yeah, so we only had no punts, and then they had 2.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Oh, they actually had 4 punts.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's just one of those games. You don't
one of those
punt.
games.
Yeah,
Just weird.
Yeah,
It's just a weird game.
It's like
go ahead.
Well, just kind of big picture before Leighton jumps back on when you talk about defense.
Yeah,
that this game, I think. Well, when we did our predictions, I had it as a loss. I think you and Carson had it as a win.
Yeah,
but
again, we talked about it. It could have gone either way. This
right.
I in my head I had it as a loss just because again we've talked about the struggles against Duke, and we can talk about this more now that Leighton's back. Leighton, you should really clean off your lens. You look like I don't know.
Yeah,
I
need to get. Well, I need to get the battery of my computer replaced because basically my computer can't handle supporting power for both my microphone and for my camera. And as we know in the business, audio is king, y'all. So
yep. Fair enough.
A strategic decision. So
yes,
my video looks like crap tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say let's hit a couple of these comments here and then we can shift gears over to the defense. I think we kind of Chilton said that 4 turnovers, should have lost by more. Yeah, I mean we were lucky to only give up 45, I guess, in a weird way.
Right, 4 turnovers.
And then Sloan, so Preacher Man asking about the injury update. So from what I understand, it was an upper body. He had an MRI. It sounded like Doran said that they expect him to be ready by Saturday? ?
Yeah, he said. I think his quote was, "I think he'll be ready to go."
Yeah,
which isn't the most confident, but it's also like, if he's not, I texted you guys. If he's not 100%, I don't know if I'd play him this week.
Not against Virginia Tech. I think you have some wiggle room here, right? I mean, if you're going in, nice Wolfpack shirt, I like it. Yeah, sporting it. Anyway, speaking of Wolfpack, real quick, shameless plug. They're doing their 3rd annual basketball gala at the Angus Barn on, I think. Don't know. Don't quote me. Sometime in October. I think it's the 18th. I don't know why that date sticks in my head. But what were we going? Sloan. Yeah. So Sloan. Yeah, you're going into this game as a 10.5 point underdog, right? So you would think that you could probably
favorite.
What's that?
10.5 point.
Oh, I said underdog. My apologies. Yeah.
Well, hell, real bad
at this point. But you're a 10.5 point favorite. You would hope that you could probably get through this game without Sloan. But it is encouraging. It's again, like I said, it sounded like an upper body, probably his shoulder, especially the way he was coming off the field, kind of dangling it.
Yeah, he was like his arm was like hanging.
Yeah. Maybe it was just like a stinger or something muscle related, not skeletal or ligament. So that's a good thing. You can kind of maybe put a brace or a sling or But yeah, Leighton, you want to take this thing back over now that looks like you're stable over there?
Yeah, no, definitely. I went off a little bit and got a little shirt over here and wiped it, so it definitely looks a little bit better now. At least doable.
Yeah,
doable. So yeah, no, I mean the one thing which I did want to mention is I mean obviously Virginia Tech finally got their first win against a very, very tough Wofford
Fighting Terriers.
Yeah, hey, the wedding I was at was
Terriers.
Yeah, Wofford Terriers. But hey, the wedding I was at was right beside Wofford, so I mean, just saying. But anyway, so basically, Virginia Tech got the win, 38-6 win. And here's my thing: I just listen. It's the coach is gone now. They got our interim head coach now. It's like sometimes things like that adds energy. And you may say, well, they beat Wofford 38-6. I don't think beat them 66-6, but. Listen, I mean, with how Virginia Tech was playing up until that point,
they just got blown out at home by Old Dominion. So
Old Dominion, so a 32-point win is a big step in the right direction for them. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously with Kyron Jones, I kind of see him a lot like I look at Ashford from Wake Forest, where it's like, yeah, he can, he has the talent to be dangerous, but just the confidence that he plays with every single play. It's like, listen, get some pressure on the guy, force him to beat you downfield, but just keep everything in front of you. Like, I think it's really that simple. Like, this is just a bend but don't break philosophy if you're on the defensive side of the ball today or on Saturday. So, but yeah, so did we kind of cover everything from Duke to move on to Virginia Tech? Or
we haven't talked defense. We were talking the defense. Yeah. We kind of were starting with slow. And of course, I still think the harsh penalty, literally, being out the first half of the game, that was, he had nothing on the stat line when it was all said and done. No tackles, so no impact from a statistical standpoint. It's tough, Probably could have used him on a couple of those first half, scoring drives.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But I mean, Michael, if you were to give the defense a grade, A, B plus, whatever it may be, giving up 19 of 28 for 269 yards passing, 3 touchdowns for Mensa, 35 carries total for a total of 149 rushing yards, average 4.3 yards a carry, 3 rushing touchdowns. What grade would you give it?
Yeah, I mean, I think like it's a C minus, which I think is kind of what it's been the whole season. The scoreboard said 45 points. There's the penalty, offsides penalty after the defense got a stop, and then there's the interception. They returned to the 12 right before half. So it's like I can't hold that against the defense too much. So then you're looking at 31 points.
Nope.
But
still
not to say they were great, but it's just there's just no, in these last couple of games, there's really been no pass rush.
We got 3 sacks.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We had 3 sacks.
I didn't even look at that. Maybe how many times did they throw the ball? I feel like it was
like 29. 28. What was it? 28?
28.
Yeah, 28.
28.
I was just trying to go off my head. That's not bad.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it. They weren't big sacks. That was the problem. I don't think they were like big sack. Like he was. If my memory serves, he was stepping up in the pocket on like at least 2 of them. So they weren't big yardage losses. Yeah, and those don't feel as like big game changers, if you will.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean, I really do think at this point, Greg, it really just comes down to like, listen, we just gotta accept who we are, and this year, which is the first time it's ever been that way under Coach Dave Doran in 13 years. We are offensive minded team this year. Like it's gonna take for us to win games this year. It's gonna take basically what you saw the good against Duke, aka CJ throwing 300 yards, Hollywood rushing for 100. 30 plus points, but also without the turnovers. Like don't ask the defense, like don't rely on the defense to save you. Like, could they? Sure. Like they could.
I mean, they kind of did. Like they made a play here or there to seal a game, right?
Here or there, right?
Yeah. When it matters.
We're past the days. I think honestly, the Wake Forest game where we were up by 10 and we were okay with running it on 3rd and 13 to punt it. That's going to be probably the only game this season where we really have that defensive fallback approach.
Well, and you're starting to
was also more about who the other QB was than our defense.
But I think to the point, right? You're seeing Dave go off on 4th downs and like running fake punts and going from your own 30-yard line and another time going for it in your own territory.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has more confidence.
He realizes it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying. Yep. He knows that he's going to have to gamble a little bit more. He can gamble more and have a higher success rate on the offensive side of the ball than gamble on the defensive side of the ball. And I think, I feel like we're not seeing a lot of blitzes. And I think the philosophy is I would rather make them take 10 to 15 plays to go score instead of blitzing and getting one-on-one coverage and then scoring.
High risk, high reward kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah. Where, and that was kind of where Tony Gibson made his money. He would put his guys on islands and be like, okay, it's you. It's you. And I don't think we feel like we have that kind of, maybe we don't have that talent level, or maybe because it's a new defense. But again, you're in week 4. You would think you can kind of figure out what this looks like now. I just think that I think we're going to be more conservative on defense and just make them go the length of the field. But I know we kind of do some PFF stuff. I would genuinely be curious how many explosive runs of 25 or more we've given up. It feels like we've given up more explosive runs than we have explosive passes.
I mean, the whole and before Michael, you even talked to that. I do got to get to talking about the defense. I mean, guys, it's the end of the game. It's third down. What the heck? You know, I mean, like, you know, what was that? You know, letting the guy go clean through all the way down the field, like, you know, just put 3 knives in my back, like not even one. Like that's just pain on pain on pain.
Yeah.
Not only getting the first down, but going all the way down untouched. Like, oh my goodness, man. And again, it's just so frustrating because again, it's run defense. Run defense is discipline. Get your gap, make the tackle.
Yeah.
Like it's not rocket science. Anyway, go ahead, Michael, please.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like explosive. I feel like it's been. I was gonna say. I feel like it's been the opposite of what you said, Greg. I think
really, you think so?
Game, yeah,
that's fair.
That last run against Duke, I think, was their only kind of explosive run.
Yeah, I was kind of going back to like the Virginia game. We had a bunch in Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia, there was definitely a couple.
I think we had one in Wake.
Well, and honestly, too, I mean, Virginia looking
Claiborne
back
had like 30 yards.
Right. Well, I mean, in Virginia too. I mean, I really do look back at that going, you know what, Des Kitchings, like, hats off to you, man. Like the fact that literally you did not have your quarterback run the entire first half, and all of a sudden in the second half you do read options, and literally everybody, including myself, are completely fooled to think that the quarterback actually kept it, and man, he goes. So
yeah,
you know, hey, hats off to you, Des Kitchings, for you called a hell of a game. So
it may just be the offenses we faced, and they're more pass heavy, right? When we get into Georgia Tech and Florida State, you know, they're going to be Notre Dame. They're going to be running the ball a lot more.
Miami's very balanced, but they have a good runner in Fletcher.
Yeah, but overall, like if you right now, I think our best stat wise is we're ninth in the ACC in rush defense. So, and we're like last or second to last in.
That's still not good. I mean, your best is middle of the road.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very uncharacteristic of our defense over the last 5 to 7 years.
Yeah. No, it's definitely frustrating for sure. Now, I mean, you know, have we even talked about Will Wilson yet though? Scoring 2 touchdowns against Duke either?
No, we didn't mention
that. Like the only question which I want to ask about it is, and Greg, I'll ask you first. Do you feel like that these snaps, these opportunities for Will Wilson is going to be a huge growth opportunity for his career? Like, I mean, like the fact that he's being so relied on so many times in key situations, like it's 4th down on 4th down on 4th down on 4th down. Like at this point, like 4th down is not even like every single time he goes out, like he's got to have a lot of confidence because this isn't the first time he's been going out there on 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, they're high leverage plays, but they're not complicated plays. And so he's going out there to do his job, and he's been successful, I think, probably 75-80% of the time.
They showed it on the broadcast.
Oh, did they? I
think he's, well, including the 2 against Duke, I think he's now 6 of 7 on those short.
Okay, so even better than 75%. Yeah. I told you, public math is hard. But to the point, like the teams know where it's coming, and he's just really good at what he's doing right now. You can pretty much take that red shirt off of him because he's got to burn that.
That's okay.
I mean, he's at 3 games now, so he does technically have one more somewhere, but in a bowl game. But I feel like they would rather put the hits on Will Wilson than CJ Bailey. Wilson's frame is a much better frame to get those plays done. And honestly, they've been more successful than running CJ, just period. So I do, it's some good experience, but I don't know how much it's really going to translate because you haven't really asked him to throw the ball in a 4th down situation.
He's going to throw it. He
100% will.
There's definitely going to be one.
Totally agree.
Little pass.
Something. Yep.
Yeah. Now, I mean, again, with here's my thing. I mean, obviously with redshirting, I think we talked about this before, but I mean, redshirting is absolutely useless. Who cares about redshirting at this point anymore?
There's no guarantee he comes totally back next year.
Like, only reason a coach would redshirt is to make it seem like you're doing, the players a favor. But I mean, at the end of the day, the coach ain't gonna lose no sleep if they have to burn a red shirt.
Right. Right. It's like only if like some of our wide receivers, like our wide receiver room is so deep. It's like O-line, you're always going to have a bunch of O-line on your roster. So some of them are just going to redshirt by default. But like if you need a guy to play, I don't think there's any holding him back now for a redshirt.
Yeah, and the media actually asked Doran that last week, and he had a quote basically saying, we'll try to do right by the kid, but if there's a necessity, like if we're short a guy that we're gonna need to step them up, or if they're down to help the team out, those type of things. But they definitely take it into consideration. But for the most part, the rosters are changing 40, 50, 60, 70 guys a year.
Right.
There's no promise that they're going to be here next year, and the way the NIL works, and if CJ comes back, is Will Wilson going to want to sit another year? Like who knows what that looks like? So go play.
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of the times, if you're good enough to play as a true freshman, like ideally, hopefully that means you're good enough to go to the NFL in 3 years or whatever.
Right.
Sure.
You don't even have to play the 4th year because you're so good.
I mean, it's only if it's like, if you're like Gus Ritchie, for example, freshman tight end who, he's been dealing with some injury stuff. But even if he was fully healthy and you didn't redshirt him, it's like, why? You got Jolie, you got Dante Daniels, you got Hardy,
he's not seeing the field.
He's not seeing the field. So just redshirt him just because, it just wouldn't make sense otherwise. So, but anywho though, so, but finishing up on the defense here, and then we'll kind of move into a couple other things here, do a little bit of preview for Virginia Tech, and then touch on other state athletic stuff. I mean, so, Michael, I mean, what do you think is the biggest thing that the defense needs to address? Like, what's the one thing you feel like the defense needs to get better at between now and Saturday? I mean,
I think it's
play run defense better. That'd be nice, but is there one thing in particular?
I think it's in the passing game. Like you just have to stop allowing the explosive passes, and it's just, I mean, the whole defense is not great. So it's like you could say everything, but I think it's a combination of pass coverage and more pressure on the QB.
And to build off that, here's my one thing, and so I'll even go even more specific to that, Michael and Greg. I want to get your thoughts on this. Whenever we've tried to blitz, so bring Cade and bring Sean Brown, for example, when you rush 6 guys, they're just not getting to him quick enough. It's just every single time we've done it, the offensive line we've gone against has relatively held them, back for a good 3-4 seconds to give the quarterback time to find a man one-on-one. So that's the thing I'm looking at. Is I'm still looking at Caden. Like Sean, he had a really good game against Wake Forest. Caden's had some rough games, but necessarily hasn't had god awful games. But that's just my thing. It's listen, we need to blitz, especially with Kyron Jones, we need to get pressure on him. And if we call a 6-man blitz, I need you to get to him in 2 seconds. I need you to get there ASAP.
You don't have to sack him, but you can't let him be untouched on a blitz like that.
For 3 seconds.
Short
for a full 3 seconds. Mm-hmm.
What's
your thoughts on that, Greg?
Yeah, his jersey definitely needs to get dirty. We haven't really touched about it in this little chat here, but missed tackles. We only had 7 on Saturday after having 11 the previous 2. So we did do better in that regard, but I think that's still an area that needs to be cleaned up.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. I was just trying to go somewhere different where you guys hadn't, but I think you guys got some good points in there.
It feels like the defense is what it is at this point, and you just have to. I mean, it's only 4 games, but
it's a quarter of the season.
And another couple. You've got Virginia Tech and Campbell next. That's not the highest level of competition to, improve much. They'll probably play well just because, it's Virginia Tech and Campbell right now. But then you're halfway through the season, and your defense is pretty much is what it is at that point. And you just have to, like they did against ECU and Virginia. It's they're going to give up plays, but can they make the stops when they absolutely need to?
Right. Can we get back to that bend don't break philosophy? And again, I think that kind of where I was going earlier is you want to make them drive the length of the field. You're okay. Mensa had some decent numbers, but you look at the I was looking at the team stats for the receivers. Like we had two big plays of over 30 yards, and then we had a 21 yarder, and the rest of it, 15, 8, 17, 13. 19 completions for 269 yards. You got to do better, and the thing is yes, we got 3 sacks, but we didn't hurry him in other areas where we forced him to throw an interception, and he had been prone to turn over the ball. Again, when you're facing guys like this, you need to be very active in those things, and I just think we kind of just fell short. And it was also a team that doesn't run a lot, and they ran for 150 yards. Again, they were playing with the leader right at there, so they weren't having to come from behind and throw 35, 40 times. So I don't know there, but you just got to find a way to shut one of those down. You can't let them throw for 269 yards and run for 150. You have to be you have to commit to one of those.
Correct. Yep. Which is why I laugh about the fans after the ECU game saying, how could you let the quarterback, throw for all those yards? It's like, well, but they didn't run for anything. Like, again, just like you said, Greg, it's like, it's like, okay. Right. Exactly. Like if I'm going to force you to be a one-trick pony, like eventually 1 out of 5, 6, 7, 8 times, I'm going to get you on one of those. So
right. It's like when you're playing basketball and you're facing a guy that averages 30 points. You let him get his 30, but then you hold everyone to under their average, and you're going to win a game, right? So you have to key in on something and do that really well, or you're going to be in trouble. It's just that easy.
Yep. So I mean, really kind of looking at this Virginia Tech game here, I mean, it's just play your game, like like just. I don't know. Like it's kind of sad because I mean, obviously before the season we were, hyping up this game for sure. And even myself saying, hey, this could be a slobber knocker of a game. But I mean, really here at this point, I'm sitting here saying, listen, just don't turn the ball over, do your job on offense, limit the explosives on defense. You're going to win this game. So honestly, beyond that, what I would say is also stay healthy. Like we're getting way too deep on the injury report list right now, man. Way too deep. So like to Doran, like if Sloan is even 99%, don't play him. Like please, just like it's a long season. Like we don't force anything. Yes, you got Campbell after that, but still, like just like I think we've definitely concluded at this point, Harsh and Sloan are a vital key to this defense. Like those two guys really are the spark plugs in the engine. They really are. So obviously we wish that Kane Fordham and Sean Brown be more of that. But listen, you are what you are, and Sloan and Harsh are key pieces of that for sure. But I mean, Michael, really kind of summarize the Virginia Tech game plan to a T. Anything you'd add to that?
No, I mean, I think but it's also like gonna depend on how many guys they end up missing because
they've had a couple
of weeks. They've had some enter the transfer portal. I was texting one of my Virginia Tech friends, and he's like, "Yeah, these guys sat out last week. Could possibly see them sit out again." So I don't know. It may end up being a depleted roster we're facing, but we'll see.
Yep. So again, that's why it just goes back to Greg. I mean, just take care of business, do your job, don't shoot yourself, and stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have. Go ahead, Michael.
Sorry, that was just one thing. Like I think that Leighton saying "don't shoot yourself in the foot" like that. Doran said it, and if we win the turnover battle most games, or at least are even, I feel good about our chances against anybody not named Notre Dame and Miami. But for the most part, I think the offense is just too good. Like they're just going to score, and if you don't give the other team extra possessions, I feel good.
Yeah, because Greg, to go to that point though, like Greg, how many turnovers have we forced this year? Have we forced many?
I think just 2. We had the
3. I think 3.
Is it 3? Oh yeah, 3. We had 1 at UVA and then 2 at Wake.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I forgot for Sloan for a second. A couple of things I wanted to touch on. One, 6 penalties for 49 yards. Still, some things there that we, again, when these games are going to be close, we've already, I know this one wasn't technically a 1-score game, but essentially was until it wasn't at the I know that sounds kind of stupid, but it basically was until the break off run of 61 yards, 63 yards, whatever that ended up being.
Yeah.
We've gotten the benefit of 3 of those games, but again, it was going to catch up to us. And so if you're going to continue to play these close games, you have to you have to limit mistakes, right? Whether that's the missed tackles that I talked about earlier, whether it's penalties, especially stupid penalties. Like you jumped off twice on punts. They're literally going to give you the ball back. You just got to hold your water and let them kick the damn ball. That's all you have to do. Like, even if you don't put a rush on to block it, you're going to get the ball back.
Right. Well, and see, honestly, here's my thing too. Like, literally, if I'm Doran, I'm saying, guys, guess what? We are not going to rush the punter one more time this season. We're basically not even going to block them. All we're going to do is just let them punt the ball. We're going to fair catch it and catch it. That's all we're going to do.
The ball.
Like, because what's the point of rushing the punter? Like what's the upside? At the end of the day, like, you have an offense good enough that you don't need to go and block that punt. Like who cares? Like literally.
I will say you should have one guy looking for a bad snap,
guy on the field.
Because the one they did, the one snap that was bad, we weren't rushing, so we had no advantage. I think you should have one guy who watches to see if it's a
spy
bad snap, and then you go get them.
That's it.
Yeah. But the point I wanted to kind of come back and make about Virginia Tech is they actually have an okay offense. Their offense isn't bad. Their defense is horrendous, which bodes well for us because we can put up the points. Drones has got 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, which isn't horrible. I mean, it's pretty much what CJ. I think CJ's got 8 or 9 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, something like that. I mean, granted, he had 3 of them in the one game, but Drones has got almost 1,000 yards passing. They've got two dudes over 200 yards receiving, one averaging 20 yards and some change. I think that one's averaging like 17 and some change. So they can score. The running back's fairly decent. With that being said, I think every offensive possession is going to matter in this game. I do see us winning. I don't see us covering because we just never seem to be able to do that. And I'm not so sure we can continue to stop them at a high rate. And I can see another over. Give me the over in every damn state game at this point. Just give me the over.
Well, here's my thing, Greg and Michael. I know you and I definitely have an eye for this a little bit here, but basically, Vegas has the game right now as basically 34 to 23 final score right now. Basically, that's what they have the final score at right now.
Over.
And so I'm saying, do we score 34 points in the first half? I mean,
I don't know about that.
I know, but what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's definitely close to that.
They could. I mean, Old Dominion put up 28 in the first half. It was 28-0.
Yeah, they could. For sure.
Again, depends on who's playing for them. What level I will say, keep an eye on the weather they have in playing in the game.
Yep. So, AKA last week I put Terrell Anderson anytime touchdown. I'm saying NC State team total over. That's where I'm going for sure. But again, it just and also too, if for some reason Hollywood Smothers 100 yards rushing is still plus money, I mean it's free money. I can't
imagine it being plus money against Virginia Tech.
Yeah, no, I couldn't imagine, but like literally the one game where he had 15 more yards after contact than he did total rushing yards, he still had 77 yards rushing against ECU. Just So anyway, here score prediction, Michael, real quick. What you got for me?
This one's tough because it did.
I get so many variables.
It moved from 7.5 to 10.5.
Which makes me think that Virginia Tech's got to have some more sit-outs, right?
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think those will get announced later. But I'll go. I don't know. I kind of like that. I'll go 35-21.
Wow. Okay.
Right around
so
that.
not quite even getting over. Breaking some hearts, I see. Okay. Greg, what you got?
We've been close a couple of times of dropping a 40 burger. I think 40 burger happens this week. Give me 40 to 24.
See, I'm going even more.
Even though I just said we're not going to cover, but
I know.
This defense, I just don't know what defense we're going to get. It's a very Jekyll and Hyde defense right now, and I don't know. But
agreed.
Virginia Tech, I feel like to you, I think you said it, Leighton. Maybe it was Michael. Maybe it was somebody. That this team could quit at any moment. Like there could be a seismic shift to where this team's like, all right, we're out. Like it's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
If we get up, if we score like twice, quick, like
early,
it could easily get out of hand.
Well, and that's a great point. I think get up early and get the crowd loud.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 7:00 night game. We love night games at Carter Finley. It just hits a little different. We'll get some of those cute fancy lights. We'll get Wagon Wheel in the fourth quarter.
Finally.
That'll get people pumped. I think it's gonna hit a little different this week.
Yep. I'm going 45-20. I also think we get the 40 burger.
I just 25. You said 45-20, is that what you said?
45-20. Yeah, 45-20.
25 points. I mean, what did I say? 40 to 24, so I had 16, but
yep.
All right, we'll revisit this next week.
Yeah. I just have a strong feeling that I just think that with the amount of grit that we've seen
we're using
from this
grit
team.
now.
Well, again, grit turning in, and so now that team that has shown grit has now officially beat themselves by themselves to a loss. I see that team coming out trying to get things right. Like, all right, guys, let's go.
Go ahead.
Well, and because the other thing I would say as well is I think that between Will Wilson and the second string offense you're still going to put up another 10, 14 points, I think, on top of it even too. So, Greg, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say we haven't seen a couple of things to that point. That one, we just beat ourselves, and I think you're going to see a lot of stuff get cleaned up this week for that matter. I think a lot of dudes are going to be running some extra laps in practice this week. And I think with the combination of we haven't put a 4-quarter game together from all three phases. I think we always see one a year, right? And I feel like last year that was that Stanford game. This has the potential to kind of set up that same way.
Yeah.
I think, especially if you have a team teetering on the break of a nervous breakdown and just quitting. So I think there is some things right there that could definitely happen this week.
Yeah. Yep. We didn't really talk about it much. I mean, we mentioned the plays, but just in general, special teams is a disaster.
It's been bad. I mean, all hunting, kickoff return, kicking, coverage.
And that's like in a game like this, it's like you can't let slip up there again and let Virginia Tech hang around because of, a missed a muff punt or something.
I mean, we've missed. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. We've missed multiple field goals. We've missed an extra point. Yeah. We've let a kickoff return for a touchdown. We muffed. Well, we muffed a punt this past week. The only thing we haven't had done. I mean, I need to find a piece of wood here. We haven't had a punt blocked yet, but
we have not.
Nooncaster has struggled a little bit. I mean, he's had a couple good ones in Virginia. I mean, he didn't have to do anything this week, so he's off the hook for Duke. But yeah, special teams has not been special. It's been special bus.
It's been special, but a different kind of special. But anyway, though, so
but again, I feel like there's a lot of pride on this team that they're just going to get their crap together, and like if not, they're going to be replaced. I think that I think there's a referendum on some of that too, like especially with regards to special teams. And I know James brought it up. I mean, I follow the team, so there's definitely some guys that I recognize on special teams, but he's right for the most part. Like there's a lot of no-name guys where in the past we've had starters out there doing things on special teams, and that's just not something that we've really done this year. Other than Duke, Teddy Hoffman, Those are really the only big name guys that a lot of people would recognize.
I think some of that is due to injury too. I mean, we're thin. There's a couple positions that are thin, and you can't risk putting your starters. Yeah,
linebacker and corner
and DBs. And you can't risk putting your starters out there.
Right.
And so it's an issue. You just can't. Again, you can't let it be the difference in a game.
Right, you can't let it fester. You got to figure a way to stop the bleeding and just say, dude, you got to step up. I mean, even if you get more conservative, like kind of some of the things that we've talked about, if that's what it comes to, just to ensure that you get the ball, then you just drive the length. Like, we've shown we can score on 3 to 5 plays fairly regularly.
Right, go for more and forth, kick it out of the end zone every time.
Yeah.
Right,
because there's ways to fix it, obviously.
Right,
there is absolutely. So
hey, before we go to other sports, can we stay with football for a second and talk ACC conference games, like maybe 2 minutes worth? That's an interesting topic.
The new scheduling.
Yeah.
Yep, go for it.
No, I was just thinking, what is everyone's kind of so anyone that didn't see today, late this afternoon, they passed a 9-game conference schedule for all but one team, which is still kind of weird.
Which that starts in 2027, right?
So you have 3 years before, or maybe a year.
I think there could be a chance we could be that team with 8 conference games, because I was looking at the schedule the other day.
I think we played South Florida that year.
In 2027, yes, we have Kansas State and Texas Tech already on the schedule. So that could possibly, right, that would satisfy if we play 8 conference games and those 2 non-conference, that would be your 10 P4 games. And I know they said one team is going to have to play 8 because of scheduling. So that could be us.
At least that year. At least that year. Yeah. So I kind of had a couple of thoughts on it. One, are you going to give it to the West Coast teams to limit their travel a little bit? That was kind of where my headspace was. Let them be the 2 typical ones. They'll just pass it off to each other every year. Or does the ACC make it quote unquote fair, and each team gets around, goes through, and it's going to take you 17 years to finally.
That's so dumb.
I don't know how that's going to look, but like how do you quote make it fair? It's never going to be fair, because it's not
if you have teams playing uneven games.
Right.
But again, that's probably only for 3 years until the ACC explodes. So
I think in 30 it's gonna blow up. The next round of realignment, but it will be interesting to see if it lasts. Like, how do you? Then you have to go to winning percentage, right? Because one team's going to play one less conference game. Like how does that make it fair from a competitive standpoint?
So what's 7? So like 7 out of, if you're 7-1, that's 87.5 versus a team that's 7-2. You have the same amount of wins, but one more loss. Yeah, that's tough.
That sucks, right? Like if that happens to be your year, and it's just
listen.
Go ahead.
I'll gladly sacrifice. I'll gladly sacrifice never getting the 8 game ACC schedule, as long as we get to pick what years we get to play Clemson. So,
well, that becomes the thing, right? So if you're if you're getting that 9th game, are you going to now have an extra common opponent, like you kind of have how you do now? Is that going to be a rotation? Because right now you have 3 common opponents, or 2? You have 2, right? 2.
2. Yeah, 2.
3. We have 3. We have Wake, Duke, and Carolina as our 3 yearly opponents. So do you add a 4th, or do you make that a rotation? To me, I think that has to be a rotation.
Yeah, I think so.
And honestly, I would like to see it go down to 2 common opponents every year, so that way you can then rotate more. Because again, if you have a team that's traditionally not a good football team, maybe like a Boston College, like if you get them every year, that feels like almost a yearly win,
Right.
I mean, Boston College has been better. I mean, they've been better, but historically, Georgia Tech hasn't been historically good, though they've started to turn a corner. Again, these balanced schedules, if you're kind of playing these teams every year, it just feels like there's a competitive advantage, kind of like when you were playing in the Atlantic versus the Coastal.
Right.
I mean, it feels like that. It feels like a different version of that.
Yep. Well, and because it's so funny too, because on top of that too, like listen, there's going to be so much change among each team in terms of, depending on how the investments kind of work out. I know that, Michael, there's a lot of talks right now about, well, how much money is invested in NC State football compared to the other ACs, which
sports in
honestly, y'all, I mean, here's my 2 cents on it real quick. I think having too much of that conversation right now really doesn't make any sense. You're 4 games into the season. Like, that seems like a great, like, after season conversation, it's just we lost. Well, here, let's talk about why. Is because, we don't have as much money involved in football as other team programs do. Like,
I mean, there's arguments to had on both sides, but getting back, sure. I do know one fan of this new proposed schedule, and that's Dave Doran. He's been advocating for this 9-game schedule for a hot minute.
Yeah.
So at least he's getting what he wants. But I did a breakdown. Essentially what it's going to look like is that you're going to have your 9 games in the conference, your 1 group of 4 game, your 1 FCS game, and then your group of 4 game will be a random opponent in a year that you don't play Notre Dame. If we get the 9 game, the 9 game,
right?
If we're picked as one of the teams that have 9. How do you guys feel about that?
Honestly, I'm honestly, I'm gonna miss playing the Texas Techs for sure. Like, playing
the out of conference. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like when you have a mandated 10 P4 games. It's like you kind of have to adjust, right? We talk about 8-4, like Dorn's gone 8-4, 9-3 a bunch of times.
Actually,
like,
means something.
If you go 9-3 with 10 P4 games, like that's a really good season. Like, yeah. It's no more. It's not 10 wins. It's like 10 wins. It's like that seems to be the bar, because Dorn has never done it, of course. But that seems to be the bar for, like, okay, you had a really good season. But it's like with 10 P4 games now, 9 wins pretty good.
Yeah.
Leighton, I'm with you as a fan that likes to travel and go to away games. It gets kind of stale seeing the same teams every year.
Yep.
But I also get Dorn's point of view. It's like I don't gain an advantage by going to play at Texas Tech. Like, when you go play these games in Virginia and in North Carolina and, even up to probably Pitt, or, down to Florida, that's our recruiting grounds. And so you have an opportunity to play in front of potential recruits and go out and do damage. He doesn't gain anything by going to BYU, Kansas State, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, whatever that looks like. But as a fan, I wanted to go play down in Florida. I wanted to go play in Georgia. Like, are we going to win those games? I don't know. Probably, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, you just don't know how these are going to line up. They schedule these games now where the kids are in 5th grade, like, and they'll play. Exactly. You don't know what that class is going to look like. But from a fan, I want to go experience these things. I want to go see what life is like down in the SEC.
Like 2030, I think it was 2030. We're supposed to play at Georgia, which, man, that'd be so
that's
cool.
Good. That's
next year. And we've had we had Florida cancel already. Yeah. We had LSU cancel a few years ago when we were supposed to play them a home and home. Like, so it's frustrating when you're like, well, play somebody. Well, we're being forced to play 9 conference games. It's really hard to go schedule someone else because these other conferences are doing the same thing as well.
And they've gotten bigger, so there's just less games available.
Well, and it's just fun. The reason why I'm laughing, Greg, is because you're saying 9 conference, but it sounds like, because you're saying it so fast, sounds like non-conference, but you're saying 9 conference.
Yeah, sorry.
So, no. It was
Hell, it may be non-conference in 2030 if we're playing some of these things and they change.
That's what I'm saying. In 4 years, when we're in the Big Ten, is it really going to matter? So.
You think Big Ten, huh? I think we're like Big 12. I think that's more our speed, but who knows?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? So, anywho, though, but real quick, obviously, just big news today. First practice for men's basketball. Love seeing the videos. Just love seeing the energy. Will Wade's press conference, their team building event they did this weekend. Like, again, hey, listen, man. Like, I know Doran would hate for us to talk too much about it, and I get it for sure. We're 4 games into a football season, but I'm just saying I can't.
It's happening. You can't ignore it.
I know I can't help but be a little bit excited. That's all I'm saying. It's been a great offseason for men's basketball, and it's exciting to see us. Like we're 5 days before Christmas Eve. You know what I mean? Like in the men's basketball world, it's gonna be awesome. So
yeah.
But also too though, to wrap it up, I do want to spend a minute on this because it's unbelievable. Gotta talk about men's soccer right now, man. Like,
Crazy.
You just
they're probably gonna be number one tomorrow.
Well, they're 7. Yep, they're 7. Well, again, unless you see some NC State
stuff
crap going on, because it's also weird too though, because you say that, Michael. But in the last rankings, NC State was number 2 in the country, but they received 0 first place votes. Isn't that interesting?
So,
what other ranking did you see?
That's really weird.
Was Wake first?
It's weird.
Wake was preseason number 1 though, right? So they stayed.
Were they?
I don't know.
I think so.
I'm not even gonna pretend to know.
That's the only thing. I don't know. If they were, then that kind of makes sense.
They were close. They were close.
But
yeah, but you can't. I mean, how many voters are? I don't even know. I know nothing, so I'm not even going to pretend.
Well,
Wake also they didn't. They lost.
8 voters.
8 voters.
The week before they tied too. They tied UNCW, so it's not just the loss.
Yeah. And I mean, we just beat Boston College, who beat somebody. Like I'm trying to remember. They beat somebody ranked the week. FSU.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
I think you're right.
I'm trying to remember.
But I mean, I'm
trying to keep up with it. There's just too much stuff to keep up with.
It is.
But William and Mary, you had one guy score, I believe it was 4 goals.
Yeah. Well, he's got 11 on the season.
Yeah, 11 on the season.
He leads the country. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's a beast.
And
I should know his name.
Has
Donovan?
not allowed a goal. Yeah, Donovan.
Yeah.
Something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No goals.
Defense hasn't allowed a goal.
That's insane.
Crazy.
It's crazy. Like even when you tied, you gave up nothing.
Right.
Oh my gosh, you're right. We have not given up a single goal this season. That's insane. That is the most insane stat I've ever seen in my life. Literally through 9 soccer games, you've not given up a single goal.
So can we give a shout out to Boo? Like he continues to just do things like again under the radar. No one knew a damn thing about Mark Hubbard when he came in here, and you're like, Mark Hubbard, okay, good hire.
Yeah,
right. Well, that's the thing. The soccer world knew who Mark Hubbard was.
Agree.
Sure.
I'm just saying, like your average,
but not us.
Like, right. Yeah.
I mean, and it's not like, well, maybe I guess like you said, Greg, we're not the most well versed on the soccer landscape, but I can't imagine there's NIL donors lining up out the door for men's soccer. So it's not like you just can come in like you can in basketball or football and like buy a new team. Like this has just been all Hubbard.
But I've said it before, like North Carolina is a hotbed for soccer. Like honestly, you come down and bring a couple of dudes with you, get that baseline going, get it started, and then you start, what is it? Carry the culture, I think is the slogan, which I think that's a great slogan.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you NC State soccer. Oh, I see you like struggle the year before Mark Hubbard gets here, get to the Sweet 16 or whatever they call it in soccer. And then you've just steadily climbed up the polls. Like I think we started 15, I want to say somewhere around there. And by week 8, I don't know. I think they play 2 games a week. So a month into the season, month and a half into the season, you've climbed from 15 to 2 and they're knocking on the door of probably being number 1 tomorrow. By the way, the first time ever in program history that you will be ranked number 1. Like as we go this year, we continue to do our personal best.
You've never been number 2.
Correct. I mean, I don't think we were 5 either. Like I think once we hit 5, he's hit a new level each time, which is incredible to think in year 2.
And again, this is a guy that has a young family. I mean, we interviewed him here on the show. If you haven't checked out his interview, make sure to go and check it out on our channel. But I mean, he's a guy that is a family man that came here to raise his family. So I mean, I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon.
He's going to be planting some good roots.
Yeah. Well, because again, like I mean, like the UNC game in particular, like how you had guys literally watching from the outside of the fence. You had guys
and over 5,000
watching
people
from the Well, and that's just only what's inside the stadium.
Inside the stadium.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not even the parking deck, not even outside the gates. And
they probably had another 500-600 easily in other places.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Well,
so
I was going to say real quick, like soccer is such a hotbed here. Like the national championship game is in Cary, North Carolina. Like this is such like the permanent home of the NCAA soccer championship is in North Carolina. They've just got so much talent. Like it's gonna, once he gets this thing spun, and I think he's got it spun, to be honest with you, it's just gonna keep tearing, like it's gonna keep churning on its own. Like I think he's got something. He's got a formula.
Listen, NC State fans,
dude, I'm gonna go to a soccer game this year. I'm telling you.
We have to. You're number one in the country, come tomorrow. You're like, that's crazy. You're number one in the country. And you're not number one in the country in bass fishing, which I mean, no disrespect to bass fishing, but it's not like,
hey. Yeah, it's not.
I know.
Hey,
it's
not a club sport.
I love my bass.
I get the point.
I love my bass fishing.
Yeah,
but like, you're number one in men's soccer. That's insane. And you have not given up a single goal through 9 soccer games.
And by the way, the women are starting to kind of turn it around a little bit. Like they had a 1-1 tie against number 4 in the country. Like they actually had a chance to win that game yesterday.
Yeah.
So again, the first year coach, like I think he'll get it going here. Relatively soon.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a soccer game. I'm gonna be part of what is it, the Red Terrors or something like that? Like that's a cool name.
Yes, sir.
Like a fan section. Yeah,
you got it. Yep.
Yeah.
So just again, love seeing it. But
I'm gonna be like,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, and here's my thing too as well. I do want to sing the praise of Boo Corrigan one more time.
Yeah.
Like the fact that the fans were like, oh, like he doesn't tweet his.
They're starting to come around on him though. They're starting to come around.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Will Wade, this guy,
but also too outside of it, like just like what can you really? Okay, like I mean, just like besides petty stuff, what can you really say right now?
No, that's the thing. You're right, Leighton. He got a lot of flack early on because he wasn't Debbie, and we've talked about this before, and I've talked to him personally about it. And he's always available. He'll answer an email. He'll answer a phone call. Just like he's doing things. Like he's well respected in the community. He was on the CFP committee chair. He's bringing in quality coaches.
Going full rev share,
right? And he shared that information. Like we didn't think that was going to be shared publicly, and he came out and said it.
He goes to games like he's there.
Yeah.
Even the Wake Forest, Greg. I haven't even told this story, but but like at the Wake Forest game, my family and I are waiting by the truck, just packing everything up or whatever, waiting to kind of let some of the traffic go away before we head out. And literally, all of a sudden, I heard, "How about that Wolfpack?" And literally, I turn around and Boo Corrigan's walking to me, and he's like has his hand extended, and probably not necessarily because of Tuffy Talk or anything. I just saw like an NC State fan. Oh, okay. Maybe
it's a Tuffy Talk guy. I gotta introduce
Tuffy Talk guy. But still, I mean, even the fact that again he initiated being like, come up and take it. It's not
cool.
like he's like, oh my gosh, like Boo Corrigan, like don't see me.
He doesn't hide. He doesn't hide.
He doesn't care. So no, love it.
Then again, he got off to a little rough spot with the fans because of Omaha, I think, but again, there was
Omaha
nothing he could do
and
about
the
that.
UCLA thing.
Yeah, and the UCLA thing. But they I mean, I felt like they were transparent in that. They were like, hey, we tried to find an opponent. Like, how are you going to find a football opponent in 48 hours? Like
we were borderline going to the Rose Bowl, y'all. Like
got him home with the trophy. So
yeah. I just think he's just different, right? And I think he didn't fit the mold of what Debbie was. And again, good, better, and different. I thought Debbie was great. But sometimes she was a little too social media, like, and so there's different styles of leadership. And I think Boo's doing a great job, and I hope we get him and keep him for a little longer, though. I'm not sure that this is his final landing spot just because he's that good. Like, honestly, I feel like there could be a bigger calling for him, but enjoy it while we have him because he's definitely turning things around. Yeah. But one last thing,
100%.
We need to figure out, and we kind of talked about it earlier, how to get more money into state athletics. Like we have to. There's a lot of tweets that were flying around today, and again, depending on how accurate they are, you know, don't know, but we're definitely in the bottom. And this has kind of been a thing historically for us. We tend to do more with less. But if you could just imagine us getting some more money into, you know, facilities and different things, and we could attract so much more. Because North Carolina is that type of place where people want to come. Like Raleigh is a place, it's a destination where folks want to come. We just got to give them a reason to come.
Yep. Well, and to add to it too, I mean, I know one of the things I wanted to mention was how I think I saw Virginia Tech, and correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, was like talking about adding like how much more money? Like 20 million? Or
they were going to give over 200 million, I think.
200 million? Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's like
another like 65 million, I think.
Yeah, it's 40 million a year until 2030 to get up to whatever 200 million or something.
Which honestly,
basically puts them in the top of the ACC.
Right. And here's my thing. Like it's Virginia Tech. They would give up basketball, they would give up baseball, they would give up everything because they are football through and through. And which, I mean, I get it. I mean, that's where their history comes, you know, with Frank Beamer. Like, you know, I get it. Like, you know, they've tasted a national championship appearance. So they've tasted some of the all-time greats of Michael Vick, you know, like so yeah, they want to get like they're like, yeah, no, listen, this is like, we should not be anywhere near this. So now, I mean, what coach they get to replace it? And no, it's not going to be Nick Saban. No, it's not going to be Shane Beamer.
You saw that Nick Saban,
I saw that. I'm like,
if he came out of retirement, they would go after him.
Like, why would he go and try and be at a school where Frank Beamer has been? Well, also, too, like, it's like, I get it. Like, I get it. He's Nick Saban. Like, nobody's going to be in the shadow of him. But still, like, you know,
no, he's not.
Here's the thing, like their facilities are like low key pretty. Like their Castle probably could use some updates, but like
the Hokie Stone, man, don't disrespect that Hokie Stone.
No, I love the Hokie Stone. I'm not even gonna lie. Like that gives off straight up college cool vibes. Yeah, it's a thing. But what I was gonna say is Lane Stadium. It's probably at this point number 2 in the ACC as for me as far as stadiums. Florida State was right there when they were over 80,000. By the way, they're at 68,000 now. Florida State, like they've reduced.
The renovations came down.
Yeah. And so that becomes the kind of like the rub, right? Do you give more amenities and make it more professional like, or do you keep it more of like a college atmosphere? Because like if you're going straight college atmosphere, for me, Lane Stadium is number 2, could be number 1. There. Yeah.
Oh,
and Clemson gets it just because of the sheer size, but I think for environment wise, I think
and they've always had a good team.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
But just from like a game day perspective, I think Lane Stadium is right there for the ACC, and I think we're just a little bit behind them. I've been to all the stadiums now except for Florida State, and there's not a lot that can compare to the game day atmosphere of Carter Finley and Lane. I'm sorry, I'll die on that hill.
Agreed.
I think that's pretty fair.
I've rang that bell 100 times on here, Greg. Lane Stadium is the number 1 college stadium for me in the country.
If they're hitting, if it's a good team, and like you get the crowd, like
there's none tougher.
It's tough.
There's none tougher. Yeah. Yep. So, but also too as well. Like, here's my thing, Greg. I think I hate to say this a little bit, but I don't think you're going to see a slew in of money while Doran is here.
No, unless he, again, this isn't this. I mean,
this is not a slight.
It's
not the shiny toy. It's not the shiny
toy. We're year 13 of this, unless there's a 180 where we're out going to play for an ACC championship game. The fan base is just where they're at, and
I don't think it's any secret Doran is not going to be here that much longer.
I would be shocked if he's more than 5 years.
Yeah,
right. I agree. 1,000% agree.
I think 5.
I think 5 too. I agree. I was just being very, very, very conservative. I could see it to where 3 to 4 max.
Right. Max. So, to your point, Leighton, that's you're not going to go all in on a total athletics budget overhaul when without kind of a long-term plan for the football coach.
Yeah. I think
that will come when Doran retires or gets fired. hopefully retires.
Well, I definitely think that we're due for some upgrades. I think you got it. The Murphy Center is over 20 years old. And that's part of the arms race.
But also I think they would more add to it, obviously, being that they completely have redone the inside. Now, obviously, the building itself on the outside, yes, it's been there forever, but the inside is completely brand new.
No,
so
they've done some work. They've done some work, but I think it needs more square footage, like as a whole. Like it needs more amenities, if you will.
Definitely,
because if you go into those player conference or the player meeting rooms, like they're pretty small. Especially like if you look at some of the newer ones where you put the whole team in there. Like it looks like a movie theater, and so there's some things that could definitely be done there.
1,000% agreed.
Yeah, I mean, you got stadiums, and you got South Carolina has a damn recording studio that was given by Darius Rucker. You got mini golf, you got batting cages, you got barber shops. I mean, all these things.
We got a barber shop right beside the toilets, Greg. What do you want?
By the shitter, yeah, exactly. Like.
Yeah, exactly. More square footage. We need more space between the barbershop and the shitter. Like, come on.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So
I think it's time to wrap it.
Yeah, no, I think so too. But again, y'all, just again, super excited about live stuff across.
Trying to get a haircut. Shitter's full.
Shitter's full. Yeah. But again, y'all, to kind of wrap it up here again, between in NC Athletics,
somebody dropping a deuce while you're trying to get your. Are you trying to
Greg
get your
will not let it go, man.
But hold on 1 second. When you look at the photos, it looks so clean, and then you see it in person. You're like,
you just see the different angle. Yeah, they don't show that in the pictures.
No.
But by the way, too, though, because we haven't used it today, even though we could have used this earlier, but I got to pull this out. But you know
what really grinds my gears?
That's two things. One, I would love nothing more in this live stream in 90 minutes to have mentioned Carolina and Gio Lopez at least a couple of times. But obviously we can't do that because we came off a loss. So I'm not gonna,
it's hard to.
But we can still do it. I just forgot.
It's hard to take a dump on your opponent next to the barber chair.
Exactly. So but I would love to sit here and say you paid $4 million, but anyway.
Did you see the
you
UCF?
Paid $10 million for that coach?
Did you see the UCF troll after they won?
10 out of 10. I don't know how they didn't have 100,000 likes, honestly. 10 out of 10.
So good. For anyone that's listening, it was the Bill and Jordan picture where it was the mascot tilting the W like Jordan.
W.
So good.
Beach. Yeah.
But then also too as well. Secondly,
what really grinds my gears?
That's taking my star fantasy football player in all three of my leagues, CeeDee Lamb, and handing him the football in the backfield, and making him a true running back. Like, what are we doing, y'all? Like, oh my God, just
probably should have Baker Mayfield.
That by itself does not fire the freaking Cowboys head coach. What are you doing? Handing him the football like a true running back, like no jet sweep, no
they
nothing.
Just lost
like,
to the
why are you handing him the football anyway? Sorry,
they lost to the Bears. They should have lost to the Giants too. They should be 0-3.
I loved it that the Cowboys got their butts kicked because they deserve it because they were freaking idiots handing the ball like a true running back. Anyway, all right, y'all. With that being said, we appreciate y'all tuning. Yeah, no, exactly. So with that being said, Wolfpack Nation, again, we're super excited for this coming Saturday, Virginia Tech. Make sure to pack that baby out. Let's have a great time. And also, too, again, let's make it hard as heck for Virginia Tech, whatever Virginia Tech team may show up, and let's go crush them. Cover that spread and then some. And with that being said, Wolfpack Nation, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Not yet, Michael. Hang in there, brother. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this conversation. And also, too, make sure to follow us at Tuffy Talk Now on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you're listening to us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to us, do us a big favor. Leave us a 5-star review. Greatly appreciate that as well. But with that being said, as always, y'all, go Pack, baby. Beat Virginia Tech.